Dang it. All right. So here I am talking. And again, microphone is off. So anyway, all right. January the 2nd, 2024. So this is the second day of the year. This is the first trading day of the year. And I was trading on ES. I was trading futures here on the Thinkorswim platform, but my scripts were on the my scripts are on TradeStation. And this is the script that we went over yesterday. This one here, it is called what is it? Yes, 12:30:23, or maybe we made it the day before. But anyway, it's on the 5-minute time frame, and we looked at it. I think we actually created it on the live, right? But we looked at it back over like 25 days or so, and it did well over 25 days. So this is what it did today. It gave us this entry signal here, and I mean, come on, right? Huge move up, right? So then we got this move here. There is a there's a bit of a tail there. So, and I mean, everything's going to have a risk to reward ratio. Nothing is going to be perfect money, right? And not risk anything. Well, maybe, but I don't know it. But anyway, so we got this this mark here. Nice move up from there. This was from the day before, move up, and then all the rest of this is from the prior days, which we had already validated, right? Blue. This green one here, I think, is for the 1-minute time frame. Yeah. But this blue here led to a little bit of a push up, but it wasn't a huge move up. Blue. I mean, so this entry, this one here didn't work out. This one did, but I mean, I think I found it was like an 82% profit or win rate, and that's good. That's great. Hang tight. Let me help my daughter out. Make sure she's good to go. Hang tight. You good? Okay. All right. So we're good to go. All right. So I'm gonna put my headphones on. What I did today, like I said, I was in and out of trading. Futures here. Okay. Yeah. So hang on. Okay, we're back. You know, family comes first, always. All right. So where else was I at? I think we were talking about so primarily I was trading on Thinkorswim here, and I took a lot of trades. A lot of them were really based off the fact that we had these indications for a bullish reversal indicated by the script that I did here on TradeStation. So what else I did today was that while this was going, I worked on some other code. And so I'm just gonna, I think typically what I do is I may work on a code while I'm on the live, and there's a lot of figuring, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that. What I want to do is the code that I already put together for plotting trend lines. I'm going to put that on here live and just kind of explain how I came up with it and that kind of thing. And then I'll just kind of tell you what I'll do with that in the future. But then we'll look at ES today or a SPY or something, and then do some coding here on the live, because I need to do it. So, and I said I'm going to do it every day. So, but I'll probably do the 1-minute time frame instead of the 5-minute time frame, because this 5-minute entry script to me looks good. I won't really. I don't think I really want to touch this. Maybe, but this looks good. So let's get to it. Get some music. Okay. Alright. So this is over here. This is the development environment where we use to code in TradeStation. Let's see. This one. Okay. Alright, so when you're doing coding, so like I said, right now we're putting together trend lines. All right, so we're putting together trend lines, and to make the trend lines are objects, right? And so in order to make objects, you need to use the EL system, so the easy language system. So you do using EL system, and then using EL system dot drawing. We're drawing, and then using EL dot drawing objects. Okay. All right, and then all right, let's verify everything. Length will be the length that we're looking for our swings. Swing high is going to be the swing high because we're actually going to plot a descending trend, so we need our data points, and we want them to be in a descending fashion. So the prior bar to be higher than the next bar. All right, so then we're going to let me do this. All right, there we go. All right. The mastermind crew. All right. Count L is what we're going to use to count the length of the bars between the highs, and then count H is what we're going to use to count the number of highs, count the instances that we get our bars of interest. Okay, and then we're going to do trend line, which is just going to I think call it TL1, and we'll initialize that as a value of null. Where is my music at? Tell you what, boy. Plenty. All right, so next, we're going to qualify what the swing high is going to be. Swing high, which is the variable here, is actually going to be defined as using one of the functions, which is swing high. And you see that the variables, the parameters that goes in it is instance, price, strength, and length. So the instance will be the first instance, price. That's the strength, and then the length is just going to be the length plus 1. Okay. All right. And then again, there's your length. Initially, we got it set as 5, so we'll leave it as 5 for right now. All right, and then count length is going to be equal to we're gonna plus equals 1. So every time the bar moves to the next bar, you're gonna have another count. So you're counting every single bar, and then we'll reset this count when we get a swing high, a qualifiable swing high. Okay, so this counts length of bars and is reset by finding new high. All right, and then if swing high is greater than 0, then value 1 equals swing high, else value 1 equals value 1 of a bar ago, which continues writing swing highs until new one met. All right, so every time that you have a swing high, you don't want the computer to forget what that swing high was, because we're only looking back the length of bars. We're only looking back the length, so we're only looking back 5 bars. But in the meantime, once we find that swing high and we get 20 bars over here, we don't want the computer to forget what happened 20 bars ago. So we have to define, when we get this swing high, we have to hold that number. We have to hold that swing high in the computer's memory until we get another swing high, whether it be higher or lower. All right, so, and that's what that's doing. That's just saying that if the swing high is greater than 0, which means that this did find a swing high, then we're going to assign the value of the swing high to value 1. And if it doesn't find a new swing high, then it will just keep holding the value before it, right? And that's where we get value 1 equals value 1 of a bar ago. All right. Now, if value 1 changes, so if it changes from value 1 a bar ago, which just means that it found a different swing high, it might be higher or lower, just found a different one. So if it finds a different swing high, then you want to begin. Okay, and what are you beginning? You're going to first count. We're going to do the count H. So we're going to add 1 to it. And this just says that we found a valid swing high. And so we're going to capture the variable of count H. All right, and then, and also under this, we're going to say if the high of count length, because count length is counting all the bars, and we also have to include the so how many bars ago did we get this high? We got it the length of the swing high, so we got the length of the swing high's strength. That's just what it is. We hit the length of the swing high's strength plus the number of bars ago that we got the last swing high. So if that high is greater than the current high, which is length bars ago, because again, length bars ago is how many bars ago with that swing high actually happened. Swing high, and count H is greater than or equal to 2. All right, so count H equal to 2. When count H starts off at 0, we get the first. So in order to get a trend, you have to have 2 points, right? So you got to have the first point and then the second point. So when count H is 0, you got nothing. You got no points. We got to find that first point. So once we get this, once we get a qualifiable swing high, hang on. I guess that's the mail truck. Yeah. Okay, so once you get that qualifiable swing high, then you got to wait till you get the second one. So once you get the first qualifiable swing high, count H will be 1. And then once you get that second qualifiable swing high, then count H is 2. So once count H is 2, and you have you've got a lower swing high than the one before it, then and this is just a new one that I put on here, just because I was getting so many different trends. So this one here, you don't really have to pay attention to, but last calc date, which is just saying that the today's date, right? So last calc date equals the date of the bars, and time is greater than 0930. Okay, so you get all those. All right, then you want to begin. Then you begin drawing the trend line. So it's TL1 equals trend line dot create, and then we're going to use DT points, DT point dot create, and for that we're going to do bar date time of what? Of count length plus length bars ago, and so that's the bar date time, and then the price will be the high of also count L plus length bars ago. Okay, and then your second point will be DT point dot create. Again, for your trend line, that we're drawing, we have to have two points. So this is the second point, DT point dot create bar date time of what? Of the current, whatever just now happened. But remember, whatever just now happened, as far as that swing high, it's referencing a swing high that happened length bars ago. So we gotta, how many bars ago? Length bars ago. Length, bar date time, length, and then what's the price? The price will be the high of length. And close that. Now we have to draw the trend line, or we have to add the trend line. So up here is declaring what the trend line looks like, and down here is where we're actually adding it to the chart. Drawing objects dot add TL trend line 1 TL1 that, and I think we just have 2 ends. We have to reset the counters and then end. I think we have to reset that counter. Now it took me several hours to put this together, so I gave it to you real quick. So, you should be thankful. Be very thankful. All right, let's see. So we need a colon here. And what else do we need here? Different value is different than that. Value 1, count H plus 1 if high. If high is greater than high of length ago. Close parentheses. Then begin TL1 trend line dot create DT point dot create bar date time. Let's see. That close enough parentheses. Bar date time. Count length. I count L plus length. Need to close out parentheses. Okay. And we need a semicolon after end. And we need another end. I think we need another end. then begin, if that, then begin what? Begin this. If this, then begin this. All right. Now we're good. So that's considered, I call this wave time, right? So let's add this to the chart. The indicator. Because initially what I was looking for, and you know, why I made this, what I'm looking for, well, for one, I need to make a lot more trends, because I should be able to do that much more. But I can't. So I'll keep working. All right, so it makes these lines here. It made that line right there. All right, so what we will also want to do to it is, because it's just from top to bottom or from point to point, we're going to do TL1.extend right. I'm going to set it equal to true. Verified. All right, so then it makes this line extend, right? So it's not making it on anything else other than today, because that's why we did that last calc today, right? If I didn't have this last calculated date equal to today's date, then it would have trend lines all over here too, which, you know, would be fine, but it just lends to a messy chart. All right, so when I go back to what happened currently, we are, let's delete that one. That's one that I drew. Okay, so this is the one that the code drew, right? So I can move it, right? And it always happens where I have stuff on the chart, and if I click it and then I want to drag the chart, I end up moving the object. And I don't really want to move the objects. I put them there for a reason. So what you do is you come over here and you go to TL1 dot, I think it's lock, and equals to true. Then you verify it. And then when I click on this and I try to drag it, it says locked, right? So that's good. That also helps me understand, you know, which one it is. Okay, and then I can do other stuff like TL1 dot weight. I was working on this earlier today, and my daughter came in and she was like, well, what is weight? It changes the weight of the line, right? So, and I think you can also change the style of the line, but I think it's, I don't know what the different numbers are, like dotted lines, hash lines, that kind of thing. Yeah, see, there's a dotted line. All right, so now the idea that I had, what I wanted to do was, I want to take this line and I want to make other calculations that says, like, for instance, if you look at this line, you'll see that this green line is following it very closely, right? I mean, isn't that bizarre to you guys? It's following it pretty closely. So I want to do something like, all right, well, if you have two data points that starts the trend line, and now you have the trend line drawn, well, I want to set an alert when the price, I want to create another entry signal down here if, like, this line gets too far away from the trend line. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look at the difference. Look at the difference between this trend line and this green line. Right here, it's close, 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 and then here it starts pulling away. And I'm just saying, if I wanted to calculate that, I should be able to do that. And typically, I I'd just be like, that's too hard to come up with. So, right. So the first step in the process is really being pretty good at coming up with these, being able to draw these trend lines. And then the second one was, I saw it yesterday, that you can get the value of this trend line at this time point, right? So at this time point here at 1535, what is the value of this trend line? If you look over to the right hand side of the screen, right there, the value of the trend line at 535 is around 47.7909. But I want the computer to come up with that. I want it to also compare that to this green line all the way down, and then when we get somewhat of a divergence more than certain threshold, then I want a entry signal to show up. So I don't know how to do that, and I think actually instead of making that other code, I think I'm gonna do that right now. I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, I do know how to call it. Okay, so to call it, get my music back on. I can talk and think at the same time. Maybe. All right, so I think it's something like TL 1 dots. Now I have to go to like get value. There we go. Get value. All right, get value of what? Get value of the 1535 bar. I don't know. I have to. Okay, it has to be date time. Date time. I should be able to do bar date time. Bar date time. Date time. I don't know what the format is if you just do date time. Let's see if I can come up with a format. I know how to do the time format. I mean the date format. Date time. It's current time of day only. Oh boy. So I need to do the hour and the minute. I need to, yeah, this is what I was afraid of. So I need to set a new daytime class. Set a new daytime class. And then put the variable dot parameter equals. All right, well, let's see what I can do. All right, so I need to do something like that is already a date. Okay, I might have to do a new one. Variable, we'll say like S search bar, search B. All right, search B is going to be of date time class. It's going to start off as being null. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to do search B dot hour. And I don't know how we'd have to write this. I imagine it's in military time. So at 5 o'clock, we say that it's 1700. And then we'll do search B. We're going to do minute. And then we'll do 35. Right? Okay, so could I do something now like of the trend line TL1 dot get TL1 dot get value. There you go. Get value equals, and so that's going to be bar date time. Or maybe it needs to be a variable. Value 1 equals, and I don't know, TL1 dot get value, and then this is in parentheses. There we go. Date time, and I think that'll work if we put search B, because here we identified what the hour and the minute is for search B, and now here down here it should be set for search B. I'm thinking that makes sense to me. All right, if I verify it, there it went, but it got rid of. ES is on the move. Just gapped up, and it's trying to retrace. But our trend line disappeared, so I think for some reason it doesn't like what we just did. Yeah, it's off. Turn it back on. It shuts itself back off, so it doesn't like what we just did. So which one did it not like? I'm betting it didn't like this, because I think that's different from what I have seen. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna come back over here, edit studies, time, status, close, and turn it off again, so it doesn't like any of this. All right, we're gonna do that. This is the part that takes hours and hours to do. So that's why anybody who has like codes and programs and stuff like that, that's why they're not giving it away for free. Because this takes a long time. Long time. All right. So it didn't like my search B to the hour, date time. Now that is date time. Usually it stays lit up like that though. Date time. Search B. Bring this back over. Gets and sets the hour portion of the time. Gets and sets minute portion of object's time. Gets and sets the current date. I don't think I have to do everything. I don't think I have to do the year, the day, the month. Okay, maybe I have to do new date time. Because even though they declared it up here, they still came down here and said new date time. And then they went on to doing, okay, so let's try that. And that's the other thing. I mean, like, there are no definite books. I mean, there's some resources. I know that some people have made books for TradeStation in easy language, but there's no like class that you go to and you just learn how to do all this. This is trial and error, and this is hours. You know, so whatever. All right, so we're gonna do search B equals, so we'll say new date time, then verify it. Come back over here, see if we can turn it back on and see if it keeps. And I don't think it did again. Yep, turn it off again. All right, so search B, new date time. Hour 1700, minute 35. For kicks and giggles, make sure nothing else happened with the script, which it shouldn't have because everything else was copacetic. All right, let's see if we can turn that on. Okay, so when we turn that on, we do get the line come back up. So there's something up with. We're just going to move this one at a time. Okay, so that's fine. And then we're going to take this and move this under here. Oh, you know what? I think. Okay, that one's okay. I think I've done something with objects before, and once you draw the object, if you don't like call the object, then it'll make your whole script not work. So it's the computer saying, oh, well, you asked me for this information, like you need to use it. And if you don't use it, I'm gonna shut the whole thing down. All right, so it didn't like this hour, I can tell you that. Didn't like this hour. Gets and sets the hour portion of the time. And I don't see anything that would tell me, you know what, 1700. Oh, I bet instead of 1700, because it's already hour. It's talking about the hour. Hour 1, 2, 3. It's probably 17 and not 1700. And 1700 is saying, oh, tell me there's no such thing. All right, let's try that. I bet you. Boom, told you. So again, but you have to know some of this stuff though, because here it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you that the hour needs to be 1 through 24 or 1 through 23. It doesn't tell you that. I mean, they're gonna have to guess, right? This is adding operators. So again, okay, here we go. So down by format codes. And I mean, this is technically for another part of datetime class, but it gives you some kind of idea. So, okay. All right, cool. Well, let's see if that works, right? So now we're gonna unmute that. Of course, it didn't like that. TL1. So it took the hour and the minute definition or defining or application to search B. It took that, but what it didn't receive was search B, which get value is supposed to be a date time function. Get value. Here's get value. Date time. Returns the price for a specified date time object. Returns the price value of the trend line at the specified absolute bar number. So it looks like returns the price for a specified date time object. Looks like we need to be using bar number. So that'll make it a little bit more complicated, but let's do this. So let's find out what the bar number is for, what do you say, 1535? We're going to find out what the bar number is for 1535. So we'll do print time space bar number. I'll go back and mute this out. Verify it. Make the edit studies. Wave time. Turn the status on. That. And then come back and add the print screen. And so now we're down to 1535. 1535 is bar number 3948. So let's go here and put in 3948. And we should get something similar. Where does it put it at? If it gets it, if it gets the bar number, then where does it? If it returns the price value of the trend line at the specified bar number, then where does it? Oh, it must assign it. We must have to assign it to, let's say, value 7. Assign it to value 7. Let's try that. All right, and then verify. Like that, value 7. Didn't like that. 3948. TL1. At the specified absolute bar number. The price value. Yeah, typically when you use a parameter on a class on an object, you just do TL1 dot get value, and then you input that other piece of information right there. Looks like this is asking for something else. Unless we stick it over in here. Nope, didn't like that either. Now I'm determined for this thing not to get the best of me, I can tell you that. You know what? I hit status that time and it didn't even wiggle. Oh, that's because we have something right here. Okay. Yeah, but that's what I'm looking for though. So I need to be able to get the value of the trend line at whatever bar number. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on the website, on the forum help, and see if anybody's already asked about that kind of thing. Get value. Motivate. Trying to get the price of a trend line and the click event and always getting 0. I'm using this kind of code. TL object get value bar date time. Why is it always 0? That's TL get value bar number date and time. This is what I'm looking for. Let's see what the answers are. I don't do this for nothing. No. I got all. Yeah. I don't do this shit for nothing. Do da da do oh. Not at all. Yeah. Turn the value and then adding it to the drawing objects. Really? Print datetime.create. Bar date time 0. Bar date time works and bar number current bar did not work. So apparently get value does not function until after you have executed the drawing objects.add method, which makes sense to me. With the old class of drawing tools, I'm replacing it this way, and now works. Add the drawing object to the drawing objects collection before assessing. Well, I've already done that. Let's see. Okay. So part of their script, I guess, and that was just a snippet of what they had done. So they put the get value up above the drawing objects, and I didn't. I put it below because you gotta put it below because you haven't drawn it yet. But yet and still, what did their how did they call it? MyTL.getValue. They plotted it? Or date time. Get MyTL.getValue. TL equals trend line and this objects. My price, yeah. So they did that. That's pretty much what I was saying, right? So take another value. So we'll declare something else. We'll say search. We just say searches. We'll go up here and we'll call this searches. Declare that initially as 0. And down here we'll ask for it to tell us what searches is, if we even get anything. We did. Awesome. That worked. Why did that work? I did something like that earlier. Oh, I know what I did. I called it value 1. Guys, value 1 already had been used up here. And TradeStation will do that. So if you try to use a variable twice, I think if you try to declare it twice, it will give you a warning that you can't declare it twice. But if you use the value, if you use the code in 2 different places, or if you use the variable in 2 different places, then it can get confused. Okay. All right. It'll get confused, but it won't tell you that it's confused. I'll put it that way. All right, so searches. All right, so now, so again, searches, we're looking at the time. We're looking at the bar number 3948, which should have been around 1535. The time 1535, 3948, right? You see that? Okay, so what we're trying to find is what the value of this bar is. We're at 1535 right here. So right here. So we're trying to find out what the value of this bar is right here at that 1535 mark. We want the computer to calculate that. And if we just put our cursor here, it looks like it's around 47, 79, 50. So we're looking for that value down here on the print screen. We drag down. Okay, and remember here, now we're printing the time, and we're printing what that value is. Okay, so we're getting close to 1535. Oh, this must be for another day. All right, 1535, 3948. Let's clear this print log because it's trying to Let's refresh the chart. Okay. So now at the time, 1535. 1535 is the time. The value is 4784.58. 4784.58 is way up here. 84.58 is way up here. Oh, I think because I refreshed the chart, the time, the number of bars changes, because typically, you're looking, a number of days back, and I think as the chart goes on, it drags to the next bar. So as we've been sitting here for 15 minutes, it's affected the bar number. So just to confirm that, let's do. So we got the time here, and then we did searches. Let's do bar number. Make sure we're on the right bar number. All right, we're going to clear the print screen. Verify that. Okay, so on bar, well, at time 1535, this thing keeps scrolling on me. At time 1535, well, it still says the bar is 39.48. We put bar 49.38, 39.48. Unless, only other thing I can think of is we have to add max bars back. It's the number of bars at the beginning of the chart that kind of is added before the chart really starts counting bars. It's a whole confusing thing. I promise you it's confusing. Okay, so now we're going to redo it. And now we'll get with the... or maybe I should have added bar number here. This is the bar number. Yeah, it should be here. Okay. Or maybe I should have subtracted max bars back. Let's see. If that's the actual bar number, and that's asking for bar number. To it. I think we have to add to it right here. Okay, so let's go back to 1535. We could really look at any time, but we're not. All right, 1535. So now we have 39.48. All right, so 39.48 is this number here plus the max bars back, gives us 47.78.65. 47.78. I think that's it. Bar 1535. 47.78.65. It's right here. I think it's referencing this bar right here. It's referencing this bar. And we're getting 47.78.65. Now, why are we getting one bar over? Why are we getting one bar over? One bar over. I don't know, but I'm much closer to solving that problem. So I'll play with that a little bit more tomorrow. Searches, because this is just referencing this is just referencing the bar number. Max bars back. So essentially we'd have to add a bar? But why are we adding a bar? Okay, all right. Well, let's clear this and then refresh it, and then back at 1535. Now we have 4778.12. 4778. $47.78.12 is right in here somewhere. So we need to subtract one. All right. Okay. Well, with that, I'll be able to at least move forward. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a quick little break, and then we'll come back, and then we'll just put together a quick script on just for ES for today. That was good. That was good. That was good. Yeah, this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. All right. This is what I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm a little bit tickled. I'm still a little bit fretting that we got to add that one, and I can't just wrap my head right around while I'm adding one. Or maybe I'm adding the one because this is the bar number that we're at. We're adding the max bars back. And then we're adding one more to it. Yeah. Let me do this for kicks and giggles. All right, so I'm gonna print. I'm gonna print with the bars back, and with this you'll be able to see why it's so confusing. Because when you type in bar number, it's not going to start off the beginning of the chart. The bars are not going to count from 0. They're going to count. You'll see. And then we also have to do max bars back. That won't change though. Well, let's do it this way. Then we're going to do max bars back plus bar number. All right, we're gonna cut this size down. We're gonna do 3 days so we don't get so much data. Max bars back, that max bars back plus bar number. print bar number, max bars back, and then comma. Okay. All right, so max bars back on this chart is only 11. I think it'd be right around 200. All right, but this is printing. Look at this. This is printing max bars back as bar number is 963. The max bars back is staying 11. I told you that stayed the same. Except for at the very first. Well. Oh, that's right. That's why. And I still have to. I got to go back to the. I've got to go back to the gurus and get my head wrapped around it. But you'll get 2 bar number 1s, right? Because while the chart is trying to calculate the max bars back, it will start the sequence and then it'll find out how many max bars back it has to have, 11, and then it'll kind of like start back over. And that's why you get this funky stuff right here. So you actually, so even though it's bar number, this is saying that it's bar number 1, but we know it's not bar number 1 because this was bar number 1. Now it's saying this is bar number 1, but it's not. It's actually bar number 2. So you have to add 1 to it. All right, got it. But I still have to go back and actually study that a little bit more to make sure that I can remember it. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into this, and hopefully I can make it fairly quick, and then I'm going to get out of here. All right, so we're going to put together like on the 1 minute time frame. We're going to put together, and you see on the 1 minute time frame, whereas when we're on the 5 minute time frame, we only got that one. We only got that one descending trend, looking at a length of 5 for the strength of the swing. Okay, when we go down to the 1 minute time frame, there's a lot more candles. There's a lot more volatility, a lot more movement. You have a lot more candles. So what we could do is we could change this length, move it to, instead of 1, move it to 15, and then you have less candles, right? And so the object of this is to find a trend line number, a trend line, a swing high strength that makes sense, that when it creates the trend line and it gets broken, it's a great place to enter, right? When this gets broken, it's a great place to enter. And I mean, that looked pretty good, right? That 15 looked pretty good. All right, so here you have one of your swing highs, and then I guess here is your second swing high. And then it tried to break it here. It didn't. It failed. Also dropped below the 200 period moving average. So it dropped down quite a bit. But then once it broke it down here, and not only that, but it found another trend line starting from here and here. It found another one that it also broke. It broke 2 descending trend lines and it shot up, right? Not only that, but in this same general range here, that is the range where on our 5 minute time frame, our 5 minute script showed us that we had a potential entry. So what do? You put it all together. You see this blue entry here, and so this is the whole idea that I'm implementing with multiple scripts. Is when you see this blue indicator and you know that it's a pretty good indication that you're gonna have a nice move up, then I'll drop down to the 1 minute time frame, and then I'm looking for some other kind of indication, right? The blue doesn't work anymore. The blue works for the 5 minute time frame. See that? It says 5 minute. Works for the 5 minute time frame. But then when you get this break over, now you know it's go time. Okay, so let's get this out of here, and then I'm just going to try to make a quick script. They're never quick. They're never quick. But I'm not going to spend that much time on it. So let's start a new one. Today is January the 2nd, so we're going to do a show me. This will be called ES 010224. I'm going to do the 1 minute. If anybody follows me just a little bit, you know that I have a propensity. I really have done a lot with the 1 minute time frame and longing stocks. So I'm going to be looking for longs. And even on this day, doesn't look like longs are the way that you really want to go, right? All right, so I typically don't look for anything outside the like normal institutional market hours, which is from 9:30 to 4. I don't look for anything outside of that. So, and I typically don't allow my scripts to start coding prior to 9:45, right? So what's okay for me to look for is anything in this range from 9:45 to about 3:50. All right, so that means that I'll be looking, trying to capture that pullback, not that, and that. So not many on here today. Funny thing about these is that they're all doing different things, right? So these are really, these two areas here are really kind of coming in and sweeping that to make a pullback. This larger time frame under the 200 period moving average, a pullback. This guy here is, so this is the pullback here. This is the pullback here. And then as it pulled back, now this is the trend continuation. Continuing back down. And so this is a pullback of the larger trend. This is another, this is a pullback of the larger trend. This is a pullback from the larger trend. This is a pullback from the larger trend. This is a pullback from the larger trend. So, because they're doing different things, it doesn't make sense to try to code them in the same code, but we'll just see what we come up with. So let me see if I can make that a little bit. Bring everything into the screen because I'm gonna need it. All right. Okay. All right, so everything here is under the 9 period moving average, under the 15, under 25 period moving average. Everything is low. Okay, so that's the easy one. We'll say that, and yeah, even under the 9. Let's say that the low is less than SA9. We'll just start there. Can't see much on my volume down there. Don't know why. Volume always acts funny on me. It needs to be automatically scaled to the subgraph, submargins. All right, down here, if you look down at the volume here, the volume peaks a bit, right? That's because those sellers are meeting those buyers. All right. You saw that again down here, right? So you look here, you go down. A little bit larger volume, right? Sellers meeting the buyers. But again, this is the larger time frame move here, right? So this, we can make this red because the larger time frame, time frame bias, the trend is going down. So this has what's the word? We've revisited the downward trend, and so this is just a pullback from that downward trend. All right, what company? Oh, I'm just looking at ES. So this is futures. So I'm pretty much just focused primarily on SPY futures. I used to do Tesla and look at the technology. look at, the cues and all that kind of stuff. Now I'm just focused on one thing, right? And the scripts work differently on different things. So, for instance, let's see if my ES pull back up. It was acting weird earlier. Okay, so going 5-minute time frame. If I pull up, yeah, it's still acting funny. Well, the fact that it's acting funny, I won't spend too much time with it. I'll give it one shot. I'll close it, open it back up. One shot. What are you interested in trading? It's impress, love you, everyday, and natural. Yeah. What are you interested in trading? Or do you do options, futures, shares? What do you do? Okay, so now it's working. So now it's back up. So now on the 5-minute time frame, let's pull back up I think it was 12:30. 12:35 minute here. That's what worked well. See the blue dots there? That's what worked well for the 5-minute time frame for ES, for futures or the SPY. But now if I was to put that on at NQ, I mean, not bad, right? Not bad. But then too, all the market typically follows itself. It follows each other. They kind of, yeah. I'll digress. I won't get too caught up in that because, here it didn't work or it didn't work as well. And again, you always have to have a risk. And here the risk was a little bit larger, right? You have one more bar, but under that bar, it pretty much held. But these were the bottom of the move. So that's awesome. But like I said, I haven't looked at it on other, and then there, it worked very well. There it worked very well. There it worked pretty well. But yeah, so I found that if I look at more than one ticker, then my coding gets a lot more discombobulated. So I stick with one thing. All right, what was I on? The mess desk? Okay, so like I said, one of the things that we saw that the low is under the SA9, and we see that the volume is the volume or ticks, we call it ticks, is greater than the 6-period moving average of the ticks. All right, so we do that, and let's see if we can maybe do one more thing. We're gonna look for a bearish candle. We're just gonna put bear, and then we come over here, and then that is ES 1224 1 minute. Open up to show me ES 1224 1 minute. Okay, so we get a bunch of these. How do we isolate it more? Well, one thing that we need to know, we know typically is that we see smaller range candles when there's about to be a shift. There's always that long locomotion to get you down there because that's pain. Pain goes fast and long. And then when it gets smacked and it just gets halted, those range candles are shorter. So let's go with the range is less than the range of 7 candles, average range of 7 candles. So we got rid of a few there. Also got rid of this. Let's change it instead of the range because we're going to have wicks. Let's change it to the body. Okay. So that didn't help a whole lot, but we still maintained our few candles of interest. Now, one of the things I had success with the other day was identifying or looking at candles, or looking at using prior candles to determine whether or not the current candle is a good candle. So like these candles are following really long bars, and so they may not be what you want. This one follows a really long bar, but it is what you want. Hey. Why are these firing? The low is less than SA9? Yeah, it is. All right, we need to go. Let's go with the high is under the 15. The yellow line is the 15. Yeah, all these work. All right. Typically what I'm doing is coming up with indicators where I might have to do that as an object, because I could create so like as the price comes down, once we cross this line here, I could create an object that makes like a rectangle right here, or a circle or ellipse right here. But as the chart is moving, a show me has to show up when you get there, right? So yeah, I don't think I can. You can't backdate candles. One, that's kind of cheating, but then two, yeah. So let's see. Here is a cascade of candles above, with higher volume. Today was a weird day, man. And you know what? I should probably be making a script that finds the supply zones, right? Boom, 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 boom. That finds the supply zones, since it's kind of primarily a downward moving day. It's definitely bearish, but yeah, I think it kind of goes back to what I was saying in the first place, was that we're doing two different things. So here, this is a pullback from the trend. This is a pullback within the trend, within the higher time frame trend. So we're not going to be able to capture everything with this time frame, and that makes sense. We went to the 5-minute time frame. What does that look like? Could we capture these two reversals from the large trend, or these two pullbacks from the large bearish trend? How do we capture those? Well, we already have that one. Not interested in that. We're not interested in any of these. We are interested in this. The volume is quite a bit higher than the 6-period moving average, and here volume is higher than the 6-period moving average. And also, generally, the volume of 6 is greater than the 50-period moving average of the volumes. So we can do that. And then here, I mean, that's actually a good one. Yeah, we actually want that one because, well, I mean, we want it, but it's right at the time that we want to start taking trades or start taking these entries, because as far as our time, the time needs to be greater than 09:45 and time is less than 15:50, something like that. Okay, so that's it. That's it. What more do you want? What more do you want? That's it. That's it. We got the two major pullbacks in the downward trend. We are in a downward trend. We're looking for the pullbacks from the bearish momentum. That's these. That's it. It doesn't get any simpler. Literally doesn't get any simpler. It's, I mean, what do you want? And then if I was to turn on the other 5-minute time frame, the other 5-minute entry indicator that I had from before, boom, it's right here. So this said here and here and here. But if I ran them both at the same time, then I would probably see this and I'm like, I don't know, is it time? And then I see this one and I'm like, yeah. Then I see this one and I'm like, I don't know, is it time? And then it keeps selling off. And I say, no, it's not time. Then I see this one and I say, I don't know, is it time? And I see these and I'm like, yeah. Okay. Again, like I said, I was going to keep it simple, and that's one of the things that I've been trying to do is keep things simpler, and when they work, and then don't try to make it more complicated. But this strategy here, this script here, was a lot more complicated. What did I do on this one? So use the absolute value. What? Absolute value of the difference between the 15-period moving average and the low? Did I use that? I didn't even use that. I calculated it, but I didn't use it anywhere. Okay, but I did look at the relationship of the bodies to the bottom wicks and look to see that the low is lower than the average of the 8-period moving average, and the value of 1. What's value 1? What's value 1? Value 1 is less than value 1 of 10 bars ago. Condition 3. Oh, value 1 is a low. So the low is less than the low of 10 bars ago. Okay, yeah. That's just saying that that you have a low that is at least, so you're probably looking at something like a break below a consolidation or a distribution, right? So if you have a bunch of candles here, at least 10 candles here, you want your low to be lower than those 10 candles. I should probably, maybe on one of the next ones, if I get a bunch of candles and maybe use swing lows, or the low is the lowest of 10 candles. Something like, yeah, maybe I'll use the lowest function, which would be like this. And then you insert your price and you insert your length, right? So it'll just be looking for the fact that this low is lower than all these lows. Okay. Anyway, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And obviously, I came up with that blue one and it worked. This green one looks like it might work. Let's see. Just if we look back on another day, how terrible it does. It pulled. It caught the general area of pullbacks there. Here it didn't so much, but what we'll do is we'll take off the top wicks. So, because we know we don't like top wicks and they in a rejection like that. So we have to say that the body at least has to be, body is Body is greater than total wick length. I thought I had made a... a wick total is what I called it. Okay. Body is greater than wick total. All right, so verify that, and then we lost a bunch of these really wicky wild ones. So we kept that one, and that one's good. That one would have made a move, and then we kept that one. I'm okay with that. It was a nice move up there. And then let's move on over to the left. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. All right, we got this one, which is no bueno. That's also a bullish candle. Thought we said we wanted bears. Maybe take that off. Well, we're gonna put it on there now. So bearish candle. So we did get the bottom of this wick. That entry is not as good as this blue one. And you see the blue one fired there again. But this one, it's okay. Again, I'm all about confluence. So if you get this one and then you're kind of sitting on your hands still, then you get this one, then you're like, yeah, better take that entry. All right, so we keep going to the left, keep going to the left. We got that one. Ooh, that would have been a great one. I bet a lot of people got sucked in on that one. But with this code, you would have got in at the bottom, had hardly no risk, and moved all the way to the top. Better get that money. Better get that money. All right, that one there, we got that one, but that one is crap. And that's the first one so far that's been crap, so I'm okay with that. You know, all of them ain't gonna hit. All of them won't be 100%. Let's see how great the rest of them. Okay, we got that one. And that one is no better than that one, so they both would have got stopped out there. You know, don't know what to say about that one. All right, that's the second one. It didn't hit. Okay. All right, so I mean, it's better than a 50% win rate on that one, right? I think. Unless we lost some of these other ones along the way. No. Okay. So we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, 4. So I'm gonna say 4 to the good. We got 5 to the good. Got 6 to the good, and then we got 1 to the bad. I think we got 2 to the bad. We'll call that one to the bad. 6 to the good, 2 to the bad. That's out of 8. That's 6 over 8, 75%. 75% profitability or win rate on that one. I like that. And then on this one here that we did, this one was 82% win rate. So we're gonna put this one, and I need to rename this one because this one is more effective for the 1 minute time frame. Excuse me, for the 5 minute time frame. So this one is about 75% win rate on 5 minute time frame. Okay, so I'm going to open ES 1024. Not 1024. 124, son. One, 2, 24. We're going to rename this and put it 5 minutes. It's great when you come up with a script that actually works the 1 minute time frame, but like I said, I think this is the first time because, like I said, I do a lot with going long, but it doesn't make sense to look for longs when the chart is bearish. It might mean that you are a superb coder, but it's working against the grain. I can tell you that. So, you know, again, this year I'm gonna try to make it easy. I'm not going to back away from the challenge, but I'm going to be sensible instead of work, because I could spend 50 hours trying to come up with one code that worked marginally well going against the grain, or I could spend 50 hours coming up with some crazy complex cool strategy that goes with the grain and just bop bop bop. So I'm gonna take the second route this year. Last year I was, you know, I'm a bit hard-headed. I'm a hard-head. So we're gonna do better this year. All right, guys, this is Eric. I'm out. Peace.